on a binary trade signal, BTS. Today we're gonna do a Q&A trade session. So we're gonna still use our feed, but we're gonna answer you guys questions if you have any. And anybody might be having any problems, struggling, or just they just want the answer, questions answered. Then that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna try and keep it short and sweet and brief, if possible. So I'm here. If you have any questions, just leave your comments or questions in the Facebook chat, and then we can get it going from there. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me see. Go to Facebook, see if we got any questions. So far, still look like we have no questions. So still here, I'll share my screen until we get some questions in. So I'll do that. Can you see my screen, Trace?
Yep.
All right. So we're just gonna trade off of the stream for a while until some questions come in. Can you keep an eye on the group, Chase, for any questions while I do this?
Sure, no problem.
Okay. So if any questions come in, just let me know. Just shoot them to me, and then I'll answer them. In the meantime, between time, we'll take a couple of trades until someone comes on and go from there. So quick recap, this is our 60-second live signal stream 2.0 version. As you see, it's been revamped. If you was familiar with our old system, we got rid of the Bollinger Bands, and we got rid of having to follow the trend and things like that. The only rules you have to follow now is you have to take the signal within 5 seconds of an opening candle. And other than that, you're fine. So we'll get a pre-signal usually, and then when we get a pre-signal, we would set up over here on our brokers, put in and get ready for the entry signal, which usually comes on the next candle. So before you start trading every single day, we recommend what you should be doing is checking for news, which is over here at forexfactory.com or investing.com, and what you're looking for in Forex Factory is a red folder. And anytime you see red folders, you don't trade during that time. And investing.com, you're looking for 3 bullheads like that. And anytime you see the 3 bullheads, you don't. So we're gonna set up on this USD CHF. We don't have it open for us at this particular time on our brokers, so we won't be able to take that trade. But we do have that AUD JPY, so let's set up just in case. And like we said, now we're looking for the next candle for this trade. It needs to come within 5 seconds. And if we don't get an entry signal within 5 seconds, then we don't take the trade. So you see we didn't get one, so we don't take that trade. We got a pre-signal for the CAD JPY. Right now, it's not open on my broker. Good. Now, this is a good example of what you don't do. I'm going to actually take this trade to show you what you don't do. Okay, this came in at the 16 candle. Okay, 16 seconds in. Now, the reason why we don't take that, as you see, that would have lost. And it's in right now. But the reason why we don't take those kind of trades is because even though we're in the money right now, this was 16 seconds into that candle. So that means when this is going to close on the next candle. So that right now we're in the money, we're doing fine. When that next candle open up, we could very well go out of the money, and we're going to have a full 16 seconds before we'll know that. So that's the reason why we don't want to go past 5 seconds on a trade, because even though you may win, it's a good chance that you can still lose too, because these are 60-second trades and there's no telling. USD JPY, I actually just missed that talking. Got in there a little bit late. I will be honest. I do take trades sometimes. If it's 8 seconds in, that's about as far as I'll push it though. I won't go past that because of that fact that we always want to follow the rules. And like I said, when the next candle opens up, then you don't know how many seconds you have to play with before it starts to reverse and go in the opposite direction. So that's the reason why that we stress that. Like right now, see, we in the money, but I got in, a little late. So after the 5 seconds, if it if it ended up going down, then it would end up costing me. But like I said, it doesn't have to be exactly 5 seconds. You can play with it by a couple of seconds here and there, give or take. But you don't want to go past 8, definitely not 10. Okay, so that's a winning trade for us. We just won. We also won that other trade as well. Okay. Now everyone knows that I have a rule of 3 trades and you're done for the day. So right now we're 2 in. One more trade would be in profit for the day, and I would leave. It's not going to be a significant profit. but it's a profit. Okay. And today they're giving back what we make. We're making 670 for each trade that we've taken today. So let's get ready for this Euro USD. I just seen that for a put. So if it comes within 5 seconds of the next candle, we also could look at this USD CHF, but that's not open yet, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're just gonna look at this Euro USD. Okay, so no trade on there. And whether you're using a small account balance or whether you're using a large account balance or starting off with, at the end of the day, the rules are still the same. Try to never wager more than 5 to 10% of your full account balance. Okay. And so if you only put in $200 to trade with, then you shouldn't be taking more than $5 to $10 trades. Okay, so we're just waiting for a pre-signal. And see, this is also why I try to stress not to, if you can, to put in as much as you can when it comes to trading, because it's the name of the game is to put in as much as you can and to trade as least as possible. Instead of going the other way around, putting in as least as you can, and trade as much as possible. So you don't want to do that, because as you just seen, if let's say you are starting off with a small balance and you're only taking $10 trades, well, to take 3 trades and to win would only get you a profit of about, like we got right here, $20. Let's set up on this GBP USD as I'm talking, in case we get a entry signal. But taking $10 trades is only going to get you $20. Okay, so you got to be mindful of that. Whereas if that was, a $100 trade you was taking, then you would be getting back, $60. You see what I'm saying? Off of one trade. So as long as you can sustain the risk, then it's a lot better to put more down on a trade and then trade less versus put less on a trade and trade more. Okay. But even with that being said, let's say that you couldn't afford to put a lot down. This is still at this rate, only wagering $10 at a time. You would have made $20 a day. That's $100 a week. Okay, and that's still an extra $400 a month. And all you're risking, at any given day, is $30. Okay, you're risking $30. We took $10 trades, so you risk $30 to make back $30 a day to make back 20, and you can very well make a profit of $400 a month. That's the bare minimum trade you would be taking. So I'm right now set up on this AUD USD. We have a lot of pre-signals, so I'll keep an eye on all of them. All right, lots of pre-signals. We didn't get no entry signals, so we're still waiting. So when I have a situation like this, what I like to do is look for the best situation and the best trade to take out of all of these instead of trying to take them all. So what I would look for in this situation, if this is a put, I'm looking for a price to be as high as possible, which is basically oversold. I mean overbought. So right now, this would be considered your resistance line. So anything that's close to this line right here would be a high, would be a better trade to take versus than taking this put right here. You see the CHF? It's already significantly down away from this wick up here, as you see. So I would set up for the USD, JPY, or the CAD. So right now we set up for the USD, JPY. And I'll pay attention to the CAD, but the CAD's already dropped a lot, significantly too. So if you notice, the USD JPY is still closer. So that's the one I would take versus, like up here. This started climbing back up also. But see, like how it's getting closer to up here. Now, this is we might actually get a pre-signal because this would be considered a good trade to take if we was to get an entry signal way up here. I would take this over, let's say maybe this. We was to get a put right here, okay? These are the type of things I want you to pay attention to, guys. Take a trade that's way up here or way down here versus right here in the middle. Also, if it's going with the trend and you was to get a put, so like you said, this is a clear downtrend. So if you was to get a put right now, basically, a signal to go down, then I would take that versus a call. A call, I would be a little weary. And if I did take it, then I would make sure that it was at its lowest point when I got that signal. I wouldn't take that call if it was already right here, in the middle, already rising, maybe 3 candles, and then you get a call. I would just leave that alone, Also, right now you see the markets, it's moving, but it's not moving, it's not moving dramatically. And, we want we want you to be in a market where the price is moving, more times than not. But just test it out. And if you get 2 losses and definitely 3 back-to-back, then stop. Stop for the day. Cut your losses, come back another time. Try again later. But don't chase your losses. Don't keep trading. Don't wager higher. Don't double up. Don't martingale. Don't do any of that. Just the way our system runs is you should be 70% or better, and if you're not, then and you take 3 losses, sustain 3 losses back to back, then just stop for the day. And if you really got discipline, you can even put that to 2. Okay. Okay. Now that's a good example of a trade. Okay, let me show you something real fast. Okay. Let me show you why I jumped in this real fast. Okay. Okay. Now look, remember I was just telling you guys that don't only take trades that you see that if it's all the way up or all the way down, then that's what you take. I took this on purpose because I wanted to show you. I knew this was going to possibly lose. Now it can still go up, but this is a good chance this was going to lose. Why? Because this is a put play. Look at the price. It's way up here at the top. Okay, you see the last wick was right here, and what did it do? It went down the last time it was this high, right? So that lets you know that if it comes back up here again, okay, it's a good chance that it's going to come down. Okay, because see, I was playing with it right now. It's playing with it. So this isn't a trade that you really want to be in. This is a risky situation. Yeah, it can still win, but it's a good chance that it's going to lose because it really should be a put play. This is a trade I would have took if it was giving me a put signal, not a call signal. A call signal, you want to be taking it down here, okay? Even off our stream, we're gonna just use trader common sense, okay? Because I knew this trade was gonna lose, and I took it on purpose because I wanted to show you guys that just because our system gives you every signal, you use your own trader common sense as well, and know when to come in some of these and know when to stay out of them. And this is a situation where I would have stayed out of it because, as you can see, this price is super overbought, okay? So at this point, it's time to sell it, and that's a put. So now we're gonna do puts on these, okay? Now right here, this would be an ideal situation to take a call, okay? So you see price is way down here already oversold, so that's not a problem. So now the price oversold is gonna go back up. You see it's close to the support line, so that's not a problem. So this is a trade up where if I was to get an entry signal to take a call, I would have actually took a call, okay? So I did this on purpose because, like I said, I want you guys to pay attention to situations. See right here. Now this is a put play. You see, because this is the highest point, and this is a wick. And of course, if it was to come way up here, then that's even more of a high probability situation. So anything from here to here is a put play. Okay, which means basically you're going to go down. And the reason why is because you've seen price. But we're going to be dealing with price action here. Price prior before. Went here before, see up here, came up here, boom, and what did it do? It went down. It also did it right here. See, price came up here, boom, and then it went down. Okay, so what that tells you is the price come up there is a good chance that it's going to do what? Boom, come down. So those are the trades that's more high probability for you. GBP USD. Let's go set up on that for a put. Okay. Now you see you already got 2 red candles. Okay, so that's another thing too. We already got 2. Hold on, let me get ready just in case, because that's pretty high. So we might get an entry signal. Okay, we already passed 5. Okay, now once I'm already got 2 candles, I'm gonna start paying attention because these are 60 seconds, and 60 seconds is very, very volatile, and price is, it's a little unpredictable. It's not like 5 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour where you got more time to play with. You ain't got to you ain't in a rush to jump in and get the best strike like that. With 60 seconds, you got to get the best strike possible because you don't have a lot of time to play with. And if price runs away on you and go in the opposite direction even for a split second, it could be the difference between winning and losing. So we don't want to do that. Now look at right here. See how we get into this high point? It's a good chance we might get an entry signal. Just because how high this is, and before it was this high, it came down. So it's a good chance that we'll get a signal right here, and then we'll get a put signal. And this, and if we did, then this would be a trade that I would take. Okay, that I would be comfortable with taking, and I would just go in and let it do what it do. And if it doesn't win, then hey, I just chalk that up to trading. Because these are the type of trades where you ain't did nothing wrong. It wasn't on your part. Okay, you did everything right. For newbies that doesn't understand what I'm talking about price action, you can go look that up on YouTube, and or you can actually go to binarytradesignal.com YouTube channel and then go look it up on our YouTube channel and see what it's and go check out my price action strategy. I feel it's the #1 strategy and best one to use for trading, whether you new or experienced, and it's the most accurate, and you don't have to have a bunch of indicators and a bunch of nonsense in your chart, just muddying up your charts. Okay, you can just basically trade naked. All right, so I'm just want to see if I can get one more trade in. If not, then we're gonna close it. If we don't have any questions. Chase, we have any questions at the time?
No, we don't. Not any, except for the one you answered already on Facebook.
Okay.
Which the guy was asking. He works full time from 9 to 5 Eastern time, so he wanted to know the best times to trade. And you already answered that, but in case you want to answer it again for anybody else who's currently listening in that didn't see your answer.
Absolutely, I was just about to say that. All right. I bet the best time to trade is London and New York session, but really, to be honest with you, the best time to trade is any time that there's no high impact news and that the market is moving. You don't want a slow market that's not moving. And what we mean by that is when you see like this down here, you see how at this point in time it just was flat and it was just sideways and wasn't moving up or down, wasn't no significant candles and anything like that. When the market's like that, then again we suggest not trading, and just turn off your computer, go enjoy your time, go chill on the beach, chill with the family, or just come back later. But don't stress it. Don't try and wait for a signal and then take it. If it's like this, then just come back. Gonna set up on that AUD USD. So yeah, now again, I'm a little cautious about this because we're already high up here. Now the only thing that I am comfortable with is you can see we're in the uptrend, but then it's been sideways for a while now, for quite some time. So this one's a little iffy. This is like a 50-50 right here as far as whether I would take this trade or not. If I got the signal, this is a 50-50. But really, even from right here, I would be more comfortable with a put. Okay, I'll be comfortable with a put from here. Put, call, put. Not really comfortable with a call right there. And again, it's because, like I said, you go look at what price did previously over here. You see it came up to this high before. What did it do? It went down. So and to get a confirmation, as long as it does that 2 times, and that's your confirmation, and it lets you know that that's a good signal that, you know, if it goes back there again, it's a good chance it's going to go down. I don't really like any of these call plays, but I'll still set up. So USD JPY for the call. Okay, we got nothing. And then that's another thing too. If things aren't making sense, that's another thing. Let's say our signals aren't making sense, like that one right there, that was a put. But right now, price is already way down here, almost by the support line. I would think that would have been a call. Okay, we should have got that. Should have been a call play. So when you see things in reverse, and you know, and you just get the market's acting weird, and it's not responding like you know it should, then again, turn off your computer, come back another day, come back at another time. Okay, and then when you come back, I guarantee you, you know, the market will still be here, you know, and you'll be able to get some trades in. You'll be able to make your money, but don't stress it, you know, don't force it. That's the #1 thing I think people go wrong and trade is they force it. You sit in front of your computer, you're like, okay, finally, I set some time aside and I'm ready to trade. And then you sit down, and at that particular time, there is no trades to take, and there is no. So you start stressing. You're like, man, you know, is this the time I only have the trade right now. So what you end up doing? You end up just going in anyways, you know, and knowing that you shouldn't be taking these trades at a particular time, but you're taking risky trades, you know, and then you end up losing. So now you're even in a worse situation. Not only did shit you not have been trading, but now, and that was your only time to trade, but now you're in the hole, and now you got to try and get yourself out the hole. So don't do it. Times where, you know, you don't see what you think you should see, and the price and the market isn't reacting like you know it should react. Just move, just walk away. Come back another day. All right, so it looked like the market is slowing down. That's Asian. Notice this is the Asian session, so that's to be expected. If this signal right here doesn't present itself, the Euro USD, I'm gonna go ahead and close down the session so we can keep this short, sweet for anybody that recaps and watches it later. You know, I want to keep these videos straight, short, and to the point. But we're looking out for this one right now. See if we get an entry. Okay, no entry, no good. All right, so I'm gonna check, see if we got any comments one more time, and if not, there is a bug that a signal shows to either have a call or a put. If it reverses, the signal disappears. That counts as a loss. When it told us to trade, then disappears. Okay, what happened with this? That's from Sawyer in the group. Well, what I think you're saying is that when you know you get a signal and then all of a sudden it starts to if it turns into an out of the money signal, then a lot of times you get it just disappears. Like all of a sudden it disappears, and then if it goes back in the money, then it might appear or whatever. But at the end of the day, a win's a win, a loss a loss. So if that trade was going to win for you, it was going to win for you regardless whether the alert disappeared or not. If that trade was going to lose, it was going to lose regardless, whether a green box or a red box was there or not. The only thing that we need to be concerned with is the initial alert to go in on that trade, you know, and it comes in a timely manner. That's all that matters. So as long as you got the entry signal, and even if it disappeared, but you got the entry signal before 5 minutes or 5 seconds, then go ahead and go in. And whatever happens, win, lose, or draw, you're in it. You're in that trade. It doesn't matter if everything disappeared at that particular time, because you know what? You're in that trade. So, you know, and it's not going to affect anything. The only way it would matter is if, let's say you're in the trade, and then when it disappears, it makes it turns your trade off, you know, or it turns your trade in the opposite direction. Then yeah, that would be a serious situation. But that's not the situation at hand right now. So that's not the situation at hand right now. So so yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. You know, you don't really have to worry about what's going on with the things disappearing and things like that. Now it can affect as far as you glancing at your charts, like you just turned on your screen, like, okay, how many wins today, how many losses? Yeah, it'll affect that. But at the end of the day, again, that does nothing for your bank account. It doesn't matter, you know, what you see. It matters what you actually witness and what you actually experience, you know what I'm saying, in real time with your money. So I hope that answered that question. Check some more. check the Facebook group, see if we got any more questions. Well, it looks like that's it. All right, well, I'm gonna shut it down. Market seems to be slow, and I think I got everything out for this week. So I'll see you guys next week. Some more training and some more. You got any questions? Then feel free to comment in the group. If not, then you can wait, hold them to next week, and I'll be sure to get to you. If it's an emergency or if you have anything technical, remember you can always contact admin at binarytradesignal.com, and they'll get to you within 24 hours. Since we got all these signals, let's go ahead and set up for one of these. So let me see. Like I said, I'm gonna pick the highest probabilities chance of you winning. So out of all of these, okay, I like this AUDJPY. I like the AUDJPY. I'll set up for that. And the reason, because I can see that this is probably like the new support right here, and it's pretty low. It's pretty close, whereas this one's saying a put, but it's already dropping. Okay, so even though it didn't drop much out of these two, if I had to pick, I would pick the AUD. Same thing with this GBP. Now, this would be a good trade that I would take right here. You see this? See what I'm saying? See how it's nice and low, and now you got a signal to go up. That would be a signal I would take. And the only thing lower was these wicks. And these wicks is just a more higher probability chance of winning. So if we came down here, has even a better chance of winning. This is the type of signal that you want to look for. If you was being real strict with your trades, then that's the one that I would take. Like I would wait to see these type of situations where price that came all the way down or all the way up before it gave you its signal. Those are the best situations. We might actually get a signal here because this is getting lower and lower. So this is actually setting up nice for a good call play. So I'll watch it. Okay. All right. So that's it. So we're gonna shut it down. Like I said, we running kind of long now. So we're gonna shut it down now. This is Kawan Mayo calling the binary trade signal BTS. Thank you for being here with us again today. You'll be able to get the recap and of this webinar on our live on our YouTube channel, Binary Trade Signal YouTube channel. Anybody watching this on Facebook, on YouTube or somewhere else, you got redirect there for somewhere else. You can find us on Facebook, Binary Trade Signal Live in the group. You're more than welcome to send us requests and we'll get you in. Other than that, thank you for trading with us today. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you all again, same time, same place next week. Goodbye.